Minimize the swings. Catch everything on the rise. Atta girl. Okay, your first course of action when you see something short is to do what? Explode into motion. This is Sandy. She's one of our new students here at the Academy. We talk a lot about working on movement. People think, oh, I'm out here hitting forehands and backhands. I'm certainly moving to the ball, so I must be working on my movement. But we take it a step further here. We're looking at how to isolate specific techniques and get enough reps on them so that your body knows it as well as how you know how to tie a shoe every day. We want that habit so ingrained that it comes out naturally under competition. What she's showing us here is a good slalom drill. We're using the single sideline as the reference line. Her head starts over the line and her feet go to the other side. The head stays right there. She uses a good crossover or shuffle back. And she's practicing getting very quick for being in and out of these corners on both sides. Now she's doing it so well, I'm going to go ahead and hand feed her some balls here and let her get used to it. I'm going to have her hit it cross court and recover right behind it. Are you ready? And go. That's it. I'm going to go a little wider. Okay, get real clean with this. So by the time she's done hitting and the strokes reach the follow through, her body's already ready to go back in the other direction. The momentum is shifted. Now the ball, we're going to run it down the double sideline and transfer into this ball. Here we go. So now we're practicing holding the balance. When the stroke starts, the left leg will cross with the stroke. So it's like scissors, they go across each other. Good, and she's able to build in on a lot of these, the recovery we were doing. Excellent there, Sandy. Very good. And those two drills, you're working on two different situations. With the professionals, you may have as many as 6 or 7 different type of built-in recoveries they use in different situations. The load and lunge is great for teaching kids how to hit on the move. Usually the young kids, she's 10 years old, break down as a result of the movement. They're used to being fed balls and standing still when they hit. So by teaching them how to power transfer and what we call the load and lunge, it'll give them the tools to be able to hit on the run and not break down out here on the edges of the court. Two great things to practice when you want to work on your movement to become a bigger movement specialist in tennis. Here's the situation with Sandy. She used to be in a Western grip. She was way under it like this. Before she got here, a coach had switched her to an Eastern grip, but because of all the time she spent in the Western grip, she's kind of used to her wrist being under and her palm being up a little bit, what to me looked like a semi-Western grip. So with that Eastern grip, I kept seeing the racket face opened up like this. At contact, when we were trying to produce spin, this open face was lifting the ball, and many flat balls actually weren't flat at all. They were going by me as I fed, rolling backwards, okay, like underspin. So we adjusted her to a semi-Western, and she's hitting so strong and hard that I wanted her to start to get the feel of heavy topspin. And in a semi-Western grip, when you're hitting heavy topspin, that face is going to sit down in here, and it may even load a little bit like this, so that when she starts her swing, that head gets left behind. It kicks down in here. As it comes out to catch the ball on the rise, it fires over real fast like a windshield wiper type of action. And so we got her to kind of get the feeling of what it's like to do this. Just go back and forth. So it's almost like how we wave going back and forth. You just kind of shake your hand, hey! Okay, it's a loose action in the wrist that creates the heavy spin. It's not like you're physically turning a doorknob here. So show me a couple fast swings that start out here. The other thing we're doing to try to clean this swing line up so this leverage band works for her, this rubber thing here is governing the distance, so she's not trying to wrist this ball this way. She's allowing freedom of movement this way though. That's forearm rotation. So I want her to start out here and show me a really quick swing where she's pulling across her chest more in this. Show me that. Okay, now we're going to take a look at how that looks when she puts that swing into action. So she's got to learn to hit really on the rise here. That's where the heavy top spins are produced. The ball travel will be pretty much a straight line, but as it gets nearer towards the baseline, it'll start to dip real quickly. Once the ball speed slows down and there's still a lot of spin on it, then the spin takes over and makes the ball bite and find the court. We see the pros using this all the time in the building of their points. So she can take a very aggressive swing with this, and she knows the spin is going to help her keep it within the boundaries. Taking off the leverage band and unleash this thing, that was just to try to train the wrist for what we want. There it is. Now without it, she's free to do the full swing within the confines. There's a nice roll of spin coming off this ball. Start it out, stay back, you're charging the ball a little bit, but catch it on the rise. That's it. Strong legs all the way through. A nice roll of spin with that semi-western grip we've got her in now. She can really whip this thing through. Nice. Look at that ball. On the rise. So how do you feel when you produce that much more spin on the ball than when you were hitting it flat?
It feels like it's gonna go in.
Gives you more confidence?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can swing hard?
Yeah, as hard as you can.
Yeah, she can swing as hard as she feels she needs to or wants to, and she's trusting that the spin makes it work, it makes it bite. If she was to back off that and be tentative and cautious and afraid, she's not going to get the spin, and she's going to get the exact result she feared, and that was hitting it out. So the key to getting over pushing and tentative play is putting in a lot of quality practice like she's doing here, where you're working that spin. Nadal and Djokovic and Federer would never give away that spin. They value it more than their ability to create power. They trust that spin. It's what keeps them swinging hard under big time pressure. And so work on the heavy forehand. When you see it facing down like that, you know a heavy forehand's coming. You want to keep that wrist kind of fluid through here and meet the ball on the rise and get some good action like this. It's not the handle going up, it's the head coming over the top. The hand travels relatively straight like that. And that will help you get over being tentative and produce some really powerful heavy spin forehands for put away purposes. Very good, Sandy.